It opened up for
when you guys
it
were on the
might
road.
be another boat.
I remember.
Getting ready to come through the rock.
Oh, that's high. Yeah, that's definitely high. Oh, those little leaves cut.
Did you grow up in Silver Spring? Pretty much in Rockville, yeah.
I bet it will hit everything.
From age 9 onward. Yeah.
Right, I don't even know. I don't know what
Do they have a wagon?
Here's the front of it, Brooks.
Do they have a wagon? Like,
I think so.
yeah. Where's the wagon? I see it.
He sees it, he's yelling.
I did it! Oh, yeah! Isn't that super cool? Yay! I'm working on it! You can do it, Chip.
No, not yet. He doesn't want it to fall off.
Come now.
Here he comes.
Mom, look at the ship. That's like huge. Bonnie, that's huge.
Oh no, ma'am, I have a drum.
Huge.
He's coming right towards us, Brooks.
It's going to come right up past his
Oh no, don't turn up there. That's what shot me. I gotta change batteries. I can't do it.
Right where we are. It's like further down the pier.
Yes, always.
Right here. Right here.
It's going to come right
If
by
your
us.
family needs help and you aren't ready yet, let us help you. Yes.
Was that my thunder? Was that the boat? I think that, yeah, that was the boat. Yeah. Bro, we don't leave. We don't like this.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you see now, the Draken is coming in. On board we have Captain Björn Lander, who's been sailing with the ship since 2012. He is the world's most experienced Viking captain there is, I would say. It's not that many around. And on board in total we are about 30 to 35 people. And 10 of them are professionals, and then we have another 30 or another 20 volunteers, and they are from all over the world. But we have quite a few Americans actually that we are carrying on board now, and they signed on. We had a crew change not that long ago up in Greenport, Long Island in New York, and that was a few days ago. But they had a nice ride now down south to Ocean City here in Maryland. And Draken is a long ship. She's about 115 feet long. Yeah, there is a crew coming in.
Wow!
Let's turn around.
I see your hat. Where's your bagpipe?
Look at the dragon head on the front of it, folks. Look up high there.
Yeah, where's your bagpipe?
How so?
Where's your bagpipe? They should have bagpipes. I'm affecting the view. Do the bagpipe. Do the bagpipe. I think it's talking. Do the bagpipe. Why are they not doing the bagpipe? It's gonna like turn around and then walk like
Norway. Norway.
guys, what's that?
Yeah, that's what they said. It came from Norway. Norwegian, whichever one that flag is.
Hey, I see it. Yeah. Where's this feeling here? I don't see one. Oh yeah, I might be able to that red one. Oh, it's coming. The one hit us.
Careful of his tail.
Right there, look at it. Yeah, where is that rope? It's right over there. It's a pool.
That's the starboard. That's for steering.
Although the ropes will kill you.
And there is the rainbow.
Rainbow! We're getting it all, guys.
And we're doing our
I don't know. No, it's me. Get the rainbow? Yeah, we're going to get it right now.
You have the rainbow. Bifrost has arrived. Well, you gotta cross your eyes. Then you
We're
see the
about
double
to have
rainbow.
them join us.
Yeah, I see it now. I crossed my eyes.
First, I'd like to introduce, hopefully everybody knows our local senator, Jim Mathias. All right, I think we're good to go. Captain, I guess the first question is, how was your sail in Ocean City?
It was nice. We was sailing from Greenport, Long Island, and it was a little too fast, so we have to anchor outside Lewis, I think the place is called. But down here was nice to sail after the beach and back and forth outside here, and we are very happy to be in Ocean City.
Wonderful. How long have you been on your tour this year?
Roughly 2 months now.
And we know the Draken itself is actually a replica of a vessel from about 1000 AD. Is there anything you can tell us about the process of replicating a vessel that dates back so far?
Yeah, I'm old, but the ship is 1,000 years older. And she built as a traditional Viking ship. And you're gonna find a lot of details on board, and the rig is in ham, and the hull is made of oak, the traditional way. But we also have proved that the ship is very, very good seaworthy. We have crossed North Atlantic, and that can be a rough ride, and it was.
And as far as the Viking ship goes, we know that there's quite a history with the Vikings, but there's actually a bigger reason why you guys made the replica of the Viking ship, the Draken, related to the navigational processes of the Norwegians, correct?
Yeah, we want to prove it's possible to sail an open ship across ice, through Iceland, Greenland, and Newfoundland. And that was the historical route for Leif Erikson, who was the first European who come to North America.
All right, well, I want to introduce Mary Knight. I think Mary has a few words to say on behalf of the town of Ocean City. Mary?
Hi. Thank you, and thank you so much. Let me shake your hand again, Captain, for visiting us. On behalf of the mayor and the council, the mayor could not be here tonight because he had a family commitment, something about a birthday or something. But besides myself, I'm our council secretary. We have Tony DeLuca here. And it is just so nice that this journey was made. Now I know, as the captain said, in the year 1000 AD is when they started sailing. With just a little history about us, we were discovered in 1524. So you're a little older, okay? But like yourself, I'm not that old either, okay? But so when we were a sleepy little fishing town till about 1875, then we became a tourist destination. And I wanted to invite you all, when you're here, there's so much to see. We have a 2-mile boardwalk. We have 10 miles of beautiful beach. If you want some great food, you can find everything in the world on the boardwalk. And we have one of the oldest merry-go-rounds in the whole country at Tremper's. It's 125 years old, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So we want you to take advantage of that. I have a couple little presents for you. I don't know if you saw, and I don't think you can see it as you come in, our water tower is a very iconic beach ball. So we have these beach ball keychains for your staff, or I'm sorry, crew. I gotta learn these words, you know, for crew. And then we have a little bag of goodies for you, sir. And again, to spend the time with us and think about Ocean City. We are so very, very happy. And I would like to also next introduce our Senator, Senator Mathias, who represents our area in the state of Maryland, would like to say something.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful evening in Ocean City. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, how about giving Captain Bajorn and the crew, give them a crew a warm Ocean City, Maryland welcome. We love you. They'll be here for a week, as you know. Come please and tour the ship. We're just so thankful to have you with us. May God bless you. Safe travels to the entire crew. And as what would you say? Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great week. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, the mayor and the council, for this great international hospitality.
All right, just so everybody's aware, the vessel's going to open for public tours tomorrow. It's going to be open daily tomorrow through next Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets are available over at the tents behind you in what's called the Draken Village, and there's some other elements to see there as well in terms of the history of the vessel, the history of Vikings, and the history of the Norwegian navigational experience. In addition to that, the crew is going to be hosting 2 events at the Performing Arts Center. The first one is a captain's lecture, and unfortunately our wonderful captain has to fly home to Norway, but his crew is going to take that over, and they're going to do a lecture at the Performing Arts Center on Friday evening at 7 p.m. Tickets are also available over in the tents across the way. And then on Saturday night, they're going to show a special viewing of a documentary about their crossing from Norway over here to the United States. So look at those, check those out. A lot of information available online at drakenhh.com, as well as the Ocean City website, which is ococean.com. Any questions? Come on up. I'm sure people will be happy to answer your questions. Have a wonderful evening.
Woo! Thank you!
You're the star. You're wonderful.
I'm a better sailor than I am a speaker, so
Okay.
should be good. All right, is this everyone? Okay, hello guys, welcome. This is the Draken. It's also my front porch right here, so welcome to my home. So the name of the ship in Norwegian means the Dragon Harald Fairhair. He was the king of Norway in about 1000, I want to say. He united all the people together. He was a great sailor, mariner, explorer, and king. We wanted to kind of give a nod to him when we named the ship, so that's who we chose. If you look up there, you'll see our dragon's head. It's kind of our namesake. Traditionally, the dragon's head was given to the largest, most important ship in the fleet. And since we are the only ship in the fleet, we get the dragon head, because we are also the most important. If you look and you'll see all the carvings done, not only on the dragon's head, but kind of all over the ship. When you wander, you'll see that. It's all hand done. We had some very good carpenters come on board and hand tool everything using images that were, very traditional Nordic symbols. If you look right under the bow there, under the curve, you'll see a little plaque, and it has 3 runes on it. Victory, protection, and communication. So it's kind of like a good luck, get home safe, call your parents kind of thing. And you'll see things like that all over the ship when you look around. Be sure to actually check it out and look and really see all the work that went into the ship. It's a lot. It's built in a traditional style, clinker built. You'll see all these little nails and such. Those were all hand done. This ship was finished as much as we could with things like axes and traditional tools. If you look down at where you're standing, this is all made of oak. The yard there, that's what our sail hangs off of, that's made of spruce, and then our mast, which is 80 feet tall, is made of fir. That is actually the second mast that we had. The first one snapped during one of the initial voyages on the ocean. They had to get it fixed in Iceland, I believe. They managed to pull over and get it done. And they did finish the run there. In 2016, this boat made the voyage from Norway to Newfoundland. It hit the Faroe Islands, the Shetland Islands, Greenland, Iceland, everything like that. Before getting into Newfoundland, and then into the Great Lakes, kind of explored there for a bit, and then came down into Mystic Seaport, Connecticut, where we've been wintering, and then started an East Coast tour, which is where we are now. It took about 6 weeks to complete the voyage. Columbus did it in 3 months, so we know who the better sailors are. That's just my opinion. I was not on that voyage. I learned how to sail 3 weeks ago, but I will answer any questions I can about that. Before that, I'll just tell you a little bit about the ship itself. It is 115 feet long, 26 feet wide, about 23 feet tall, draft of 9 feet, mast is 80 feet tall. If you look up here, you'll see all of our ropes. I mentioned earlier that things were just recently tarred and maintained. All of our ropes are natural fibers. They're all made of hemp, so they need things like tar to keep them safe from the weather and the elements and things like that, salt and sea spray. So we use pine tar. Linseed oil goes on all of the wood, same kind of idea to protect it. Everything's very sticky, and the entire staff and crew smells like pine tar now, so could be worse. If you look right back there, you'll see that orange tent. The smaller one is our engineering tent, carpentry equipment and all that. And then the larger one beyond that is our area. We have a crew of about 35 people. We do 3 different watches. You're on for 4 hours and you're off for 8. There's about 7 to 10 people in each watch. And so if you're on watch, you're doing things like lookout, you're just trying to see any boats, any obstructions, any lobster pots. Lots of lobster pots are made, by the way. Who knew? And if you're on helm, then you're just keeping course and keeping track and trying not to get knocked off by all the waves. You'll see our yard here, I mentioned earlier, made of spruce. The sail itself is made of canvas. Traditionally, it probably would have been made of something like silk. The Vikings actually did a lot of trading in their day. We opted for canvas because it's a little more weather resistant and durable. It's also heavy. So our sail and yard together weighs about 2.3 tons, and we raise it all up manually. And you'll see how that's done in the back of the ship. We get a lot of people asking about our oars. The ship is rigged to have oars. We don't use them. It takes 100 people to row this ship, and we are a crew of 35. So we wouldn't go anywhere. It has been rowed before. And if you look down, you'll see all the oar ports. And the way that would work is these boards actually come up, and then you sit on the slats here, and then you would just row like that. And someone come over and like braid your hair and ask how you're doing, as the Vikings did. Capstone, it's not just a place for me to store my water bottle. And then 2 to 4 people take it and they turn it to set sail. We do a lot of sailing. We do have 2 engines, but we like to sail as much as we can. and jibes and all that. That's all done kind of midships here. And then you'll learn more about the actual raising of the sail and how all that works in the back. But if there's anything you'd like to ask me right now, I'd be happy to answer any questions. A couple years of construction before it went out on its first voyage, first long run. In 2016, it made it here. It didn't go back to Norway. It just kind of stayed here. So this is the first time on the East Coast. Yeah, actually, the only tattoos I got when I found out I was coming here are my holdfast ones. So I was like, I need to get them. I need my sailor tattoos. And hopefully I'll be getting some more if I make it home safe. Knock on wood. Sleep on the boat, like now that it's docked? So when we're in port, sometimes we have some people who like send stuff to hotels. A lot of us will just opt to stay here.
Written language.
Yeah.
Parker wants to see.
They want to see your knife.
Oh. So this is my knife.
See? There it is. It's the Viking knife. Where's that on her waist?
Most sailors have good boat knives. This is actually one of two of mine. And then a marlin spike. Marlin spikes are just used to get knots out. It's not as scary as it looks. This is actually just a hair stick that I refitted. So. So yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to know, please ask me. Otherwise, I'll move you down to the back, and you'll see all the cool things that lie back there. So thank you so much.
Be very careful where you sit or touch. You've got hard lines and a lot of oil.
It means fair. Yeah, it means what? Fair. It means that Harold Fair. Yes. Yeah, the funny little, I don't even know what the thing is called over there.
We'll make sure we save some time for pictures.
Oh, okay.
Around.
You guys make your way around, take a seat, please.
Yeah. You gotta do it right now. No, it's okay. There's a lot of sweets up there right now, so it's this weird mix of
Do you want us to be this place?
Oh, wherever you like.
wherever you're comfortable.
Okay, well, where's lunch?
I'm thinking.
It's lunch part of the tour.
Down, man.
Oh, no, I don't need
If you want to be more comfortable.
No, I'd rather stay. I'll sit too much.
I think you got everybody here.
No, there's still some crowd.
Yeah.
All around, guys.
Although when the first group over here was at the end. And the second group was in the end.
Oh, you near the
Giant, yeah, the second group.
Which was fun.
It's here.
Mike, how we get started when we get comfortable.
Alright guys, we're gonna get started. Welcome to the aft of the ship.
Ladies, you can sit right here if you'd like.
Alright, welcome to the aft of the ship. What you guys think of the foredeck? Interesting, you learned about the construction of the boat, yeah? And how well she rides. Now it's time to talk about how she actually gets to that point. So we've got the yard with the sail, 2.3 tons, and none of the modern technology to haul her up. So there's now they use us, yeah, and exactly. As you can tell, some of us have become work mules on the boat. They feed us well, don't worry. Why, thank you. So this is a spila. So we put spokes in the spila, as you can see here, and it's 2 spokes per. And it's a combination of pulling on one side and pushing on the other to get it moving up. It'll pull down, pull the yard up, and when that happens, we get just above halfway. And at that point, it's still along, the sail is still parallel with the ship. We need to get it in front of the side riggings. So we have to use a kai maneuver. Actually pull down on one end while people pull back on the other end. So it goes like from here, like that, to there, and then it catches the wind. From that point, it's a matter of setting the tack and pulling in the sheets. From there, we can actually begin sailing. So it's obviously a very dangerous maneuver, one of the most dangerous that we can do. The spila itself takes 12 people generally to get the sail up. So does that make sense? All of that? Got spokes in here, pull down, push up. The other aspect that we have is the steerboard. The steerboard, back over here, you guys will be able to see it as you come around, is actually how we steered, ironically enough. Steerboard, starboard. There's definitely a connection there. We can thank the Norwegians for that. Once you get off, you can actually look down. The steerboard is the deepest part of the ship. That's what gives us the 9-foot draft. When the steerboard's up, it's only 6.5 feet. So in terms of being able to slide up on beaches, it actually it's amazing how well it was built to be able to do that, rating and building.
So for reference, he's about 6 foot tall. So that's...
Yes, I'm about 6 foot tall. So put me in the water, drown me, and you got the bottom of the ship.
All right, so right next to me are my 2 favorite birds ever, Hugin and Munin. They are Odin's pets, 2 of them rather. Hugin here, his name Hugin means thought, my best friend, and Munin here means memory. So there's a story behind Hugin and Munin, and there's also practical purpose behind the symbology and the reason these are on our ship here. The mythological story goes that Odin, the king of kings, the top dog, the Zeus type figure in comparison, he knew of the end of the world. He knew it was going to happen regardless. But being a stubborn old man, as we all tend to be, he sought to find a way to stop it regardless. So he went to the bottom of Yggdrasil, known as the Tree of Life, or the Cosmic Tree, which encompasses all 9 realms of the Norse world. And he went to that well, and it was guarded by a giant. And he demanded that giant, that he let him take a sip to help save everyone, because that giant was going to die all the same. Odin knew he was going to die, his son Thor would die, everyone would die. So that giant didn't care too much, so he said, I demand that you make me a self-sacrifice to prove your worth, Odin. So Odin didn't say anything, took out his knife, plucked out his right eye, threw it in the well, and proceeded to take 1 drink from the well of knowledge, making him that much more wise. So in lieu of not having perfect vision, he has Hugin and Munin, which he uses as kind of recon special forces. These are his go-to guys. He would send these 2 ravens out every day, and all day they would gather all the information they could see and hear from around the known world. And at night they'd land back on his shoulders and start whispering everything they saw and heard of man, giant, elf, dwarf in his ears, making him that much more wise. Unfortunately, he was not by mythological standards, as far as we know, he was unable to stop Ragnarok. We aren't sure if that happened yet or not, but it depends on which version you go off of. But the practical reason that we would traditionally have ravens or land birds specifically on deck is when you get lost at sea. You know, whoever came from Europe to now North America 500 years before Columbus. So they would send these birds out one at a time, maybe two, and they'd wait and have some lunch, waiting. And if those birds didn't return, they know that they were close to land, and they would head off in that direction, hopefully in the same direction as the bird. If they came back, they knew they were kind of out of luck, and they'd go to a more impractical traditions of sailing. It was, they'd wait till night to see if they could navigate by the stars. There is a large emphasis on things called sunstones, which we actually have a model of in our merchandise kiosk. You can take a look at that. That's practical use for having land birds, specifically ravens per mythology, on board a Viking vessel. Questions?
Any questions?
Normal?
Yeah, so by maritime law, we have a few exceptions on board. So this is actually a modern navigation system.
Okay.
Who's the captain?
Captain Bjorn Offlander. He actually just left for Sweden this morning. He's going to go to his beach house, visit his family for a few days before we leave port. So it's lawless, there's no rules.
Yep.
When the captain's away, the crew will play. Okay,
Yeah, we know where his alcohol is too.
Well, that's an important discovery.
And you guys saw the dragon head on the front of the ship, yeah? Make sure you take a look at the tail.
You can probably get
It'll be a better shot
view from the outside.
Yeah, from the ship.
These canvas tarps aren't here when we sail, so we thank you for the future comfort, because baking in the sun more than we have to is not ideal.
So have y'all been in port and having a good time?
Oh, we're loving it so far. Yeah, it's great. We got the short straw. This is the first shift of the first day. So congratulations, you're the second group of the. Actually, no, you're the first. Second. Sorry.
Second. We're still waking up. We do sleep on deck. This deck here, and then you can also see the galley as you head up. But we all sleep on deck. This happens to be my hammock spot right here. Yeah. So I thank you guys for not waking us up too early. But if there are no further questions, thank you guys for coming. And
feel free to take a few photos. We got 2 minutes to kill for the next group. Brandon, if you don't mind helping me see ladies over there.
Absolutely.
Brandon. David Brandon.
Steerboard.
Spell.
The best way to spell it English-wise would be S-T-R-R-E-R-D. Best way to word start.
Very pretty.
Did you get a good view of both of the birds?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. That's so great. Great.
Okay.
Okay, so the steering board typically takes one person to steer, unless it's really rough, and then it'll take two, and it'll just take 2 of us to push her back and forth. So we came down through Nor'easter on our way down. So there was 2 of our burly dudes on the till for most of that trip at any time. And she tends to, if you get in a good wind or a good current, she'll pull kind of like the car out of balance. So then she'll really start to pull one way or the other. So you'll spend a lot of time in kind of a resistance stance. It's quite the workout.
So with 35 people, you can...
Yeah, we swap out. Yeah, we work, when we're sailing, we work in 3 shifts. So it's 4 hours on, 8 hours off. And so whoever's on duty at the time, there's about 8 to 10 of us. We rotate between working the helm, working lookout, doing maintenance on the ship, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
All the magic happens in the galley. The real magic happens here. The yard, sail up the
I'm more limber than I look, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get the tickets right over by the white peak tent over there inside the field.
Yes, he said there were oars, but that's not an oar. That's the steering.
We do have, you'll see them, they're locked up right now.
I'm sorry, what?
We do have oar locks. Okay. Locked up for safety purposes.
Yeah, so is that an oar? No, that's the steering.
It looks like a giant oar, but it's a steering.
Draken.